Hi, Sarah. I thought I would take the opportunity to actually record this so that you could have it for your use later in case things get hectic during the Zoom call, or I don't know how many other women veterans you might be interviewing. But anyway, thank you so much for being interested in letting the world know about women veterans. I really appreciate the Girl Scouts and you taking the time to do this. Your first question today says, why did you join the military? Okay, well, basically, when I was a junior and senior in high school, I was told that I was not college materials, meaning I did not learn like other people. It turned out I have a learning disability. I found out at 39. However, so I needed to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. So a couple of options was I live in upstate New York and I could just marry a farmer and have 10 kids and look very old before my time. And that really I didn't look forward to that. I could go to work at fast food or retail. Yeah, that's a possibility. I did go to um, a business type classes in high school, secretarial practice. And one of the things that kind of intrigued me was like the Peace Corps, traveling, um, seeing a different way of life other than what I knew. And so the recruiter came to the school, and I think four males ended up joining, and I signed up for the Women's Army Corps at the time. So we were completely segregated. It was a different unit established in 1943 to 1978, and I joined in 1975. I also joined while I was a senior in high school. So I was in the delayed entry program, and I would not leave until November 1975. The next question is, do you personally feel any apprehension because you are a woman? In my case, no. I joined the Women's Army Corps. We were all women. So it was a type of auxiliary to the Army at that time. And it turned out I was kind of a bossy lady anyway, so I became a squad leader right away, and I had leadership qualities, things like that. So, no, I don't think there was any apprehension. I was a little homesick during basic training, and then I got over that, no problem. One of the things that was unique in my case is we were one of the first units to have a male drill sergeant. And the story I like to tell is, you've seen these horror stories where drill sergeants are yelling at you and belittling you and stuff. Ours didn't know what to do with us. So if we were doing well, he would call us sweet peas. If we did something wrong or didn't meet the standards, he would call us hamburger heads. For instance, if you were to do push-ups, get down and give me 10 push-ups, hamburger head. Totally different. So in 1978 is when they disbanded the Women's Army Corps and we became real soldiers. And I would continue throughout my career for 20 years on active duty as regular Army. How did people react when you said you were going to join the military? And were anybody discouraging of it? For the most part, I didn't get a lot of reflections one way or the other that I remember. The only person that I know that did not want me to go was my business teacher. He didn't think that I would be treated like a young lady, and he felt that I deserved better. So he was a little concerned for my safety. And after doing 20 years, I can see why he might have thought that. and I appreciate the fact that he was looking out for me. As a matter of fact, throughout my 20 years, I would always go back to the school, usually dressed in my Class A's, looking smart, and letting him know that I was doing just fine. As far as the ratio from men to women, when I first joined, it was only about 7%. It's only about 14% now. We are very much a minority. Was there less or more what I anticipated? Truthfully, I had no clue what to expect. I was very naive. I basically grew up in the military. I left at 19 and retired at 39. I had 2 children while on active duty. I went to war. My first 10 years were in the post office, and then I reclassified and became military intelligence and went to Desert Storm, Desert Shield. We had trained to go to war, and it was definitely different from training to actually be in combat. I was in the military intelligence field. Were there people resistant that you were working with because you were a woman? No, I didn't get a whole lot of resistance. I was a tough character, and people respected me. And I've been told by my bosses later after retirement that they were scared to death of me, as a matter of fact. It was a good fit for me. It's my personality. Soldiers respected me. I'm 5'0" and I didn't take anything from anybody. Once you left the military, did people react differently because you were a woman? For the most part, people don't know that you're retired Army. I'm a woman. I don't go around wearing the hat that the men do when you see them in the diner or something. There's no real identification. So for the most part, you're kind of ignored. They just see you as an old lady, unless I happen to identify myself as a woman veteran. What they are shocked at is that I spent 20 years. And what they are shocked at is I've been retired for over 20 years already. So that kind of gets them. Once I've established this communication, again, I'm well respected. I'm just treated like one of the guys. And that is my game. I do not want to be separated. Have you ever noticed or get reactions from people has changed since you've grown? Absolutely. I joined the military in 1975. We were completely segregated. Now, women are going to war. They're losing their lives and limbs. Things have really changed. Hopefully it's for the best, so everybody is equal. That's what we all wanted. What is something that you wish that people would realize about your experiences? Unfortunately, people are clueless as to what women in the military, veterans, the military in general, they have no idea what we go through day in and day out. I was in for 20 years, 24/7. You're never down. You're always on alert, ready to go to war. When you leave for the day, you don't know if you're going to go home to those children. You have to be prepared for them, for you to be deployed, and for them to go to a planned place of safety. What are some common misconceptions for people who tend for female veterans? Misconceptions. I guess a misconception of a woman in the military would be they joined because they wanted to find a husband. They were promiscuous and wanted to be able to fool around. Things have changed a lot as far as When I first went in, you weren't allowed to be gay. You would have been discharged. So I went through the transition of don't ask, don't tell, and then now everything has changed. There is a lot of misconceptions, not necessarily about women veterans, all veterans. For instance, civilians think that we're all broken, that we all have PTSD, that we're going to go off the deep end. We're the ones that kept you safe while you guys stayed home. So if we act a little crazy, I think we have a reason for it. I would be glad to talk to you individually if you have additional questions. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time.